Hi, I'm Mike Peaslee. One of my great loves is field recording nature. I try to always have a field recorder with me of some kind or another. I recently went on a hike at Briones Regional Park in the San Francisco Bay Area. I'll show you a couple of the things I had the opportunity to record along the way today. At Soundiron, our focus has always been on instruments, voices, and musical sound design. For every sound we record, there's an idea or a purpose behind it. When it's a session we plan, we use the best equipment possible. We use great field kits, multi-channel recorders, the quietest and best microphones you can get, and complex setups to capture the sound as close to perfectly as we can. But sometimes it's nice just to stop and capture what's there, wherever we are and with whatever we can carry with us. Sometimes it's hard to bring out a full field setup, so my obsession over the past few years has been to figure out how to fit the best possible little solution into the tiniest kit I can. I like the challenge of figuring out DIY solutions like this. I mean, it's, you make compromises with the grade of the mics or, this or that. To be honest, the problem solving is as much part of the fun as the actual recording. My most recent DIY hack, as you can see here, has been to use a 16-gauge vinyl jacketed agricultural wire to make a flexible stereo arm that I can attach directly to a small hi-fi low-noise recorder like a Zoom F3 or a Deity PR2. Handheld field recorders with built-in mics are handy. They're great. But often, they can be a little bit noisier or limited to cardioid patterns. Those are great for close-up sounds, but not really suited for capturing the feeling of a space, of actually being there. Omni mics are better suited for this, but then you need to separate them as far as possible to get a wide soundscape. Stereo bars take up space and make it harder to set up quickly, so you can't really put them in your pocket. But you really need them to create a nice wide stereo field. Certainly, a stereo bar will make a pair of even small clippy mics hard to keep, on you at all times. I like using custom short wiring and right angle plugs for these mics because it keeps things tidy and prevent tangles and cable strain. I can create a stereo image a foot wide or more without any of the drawbacks of a proper stereo bar. And when I'm done, I can fold the arms up and quickly shove the whole thing back in my pouch. In this example, I'm using regular Rycote mini windjammers over the standard foam pop filters. It's not too windy out, but these can handle a pretty strong breeze. If it gets really windy, I'll throw on a pair of Bumblebee Industries Wind Bubble Pros. They work really well, but they're quite a bit bulkier. I like using Primo EM272 Type J Omni mics. They're clip-ons, and they're sold as Clippies by mic boosters in the UK. They sound great to me, and they have very low noise for electret mics, 14 dBA. Clippies have become really popular with nature recordists. You're going to see them recommended a lot. They're also relatively cheap and really tough, so I don't feel bad shoving them in my pocket or taking them into a wet or rough environment. I'll hold them right up next to flowing water and not think twice.
Scoop, baby. Move. Move, baby. I gotta go this way. You moved.
3.5 millimeter Clippies require 3 to 10 volts of plug-in power, or PIP. The Zoom F3 only has phantom-powered XLR inputs. I use a Immersive Soundscapes PIP mini jack adapter, which also provides slightly more voltage than average, closer to 10 volts, which seems to give the mics just a little more dynamic range. Or maybe it's all in my head. And full disclosure, I'm not promoting these brands. I'm just sharing what I use because I think it works. I live in a fairly dense area where the noise of human activity is ever present. It's that gray rumble and dirty hum of cars, airplanes, people, an industry that never goes away. The machines and electronics are great when that's the subject I'm trying to record. But it's hard to get away from it when you're in the middle of it all, civilization. And it's almost impossible to find spaces where natural sounds dominate, at least for a little while. There's always going to be a plane that flies over, or some motorcycle far away that's revving its engine. But it's nice to try to find these isolated spots, usually between hills, when you're surrounded by trees, and when the wind's a little bit up. And, in the mornings and the evenings when the animals start to get more active. It's hard. You have to often travel a long way to get away from it all. So, opportunities like this are priceless.
Here's the labyrinth.
Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something handy or at least heard something nice.
I did win.